Well, we're going to chop you up here and get you some clips. So we're out test driving the Suzuki XL-7, I believe. Yeah, so you would believe that this is, imported vehicle, but it's not. They were in bed with GM and lots of other things, and this actually has the dreaded 3.6 liter timing chain eating engine, except it's great because if you saw the short, it also gets even weirder than that. And this one in particular, the drive belt goes through the engine mount. So if you look up the procedure, depending where you look, pro demand or all data, whatever, it'll say remove engine. So that's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with that. Go check out that short if you would like to. But somebody did chains in this and butchered a whole bunch of stuff. So we went and resealed the solenoids for the variable valve timing, which weirdly enough you could not find for this, so I had to look it up under an Acadia. Found those seals, got that in there. It was piston oil on the ground. Water pump, which was brand new, was also pissing on the ground. So now we're just going to drive it and then go check the subframe, make sure it's not coated all the way back to the tail light. So don't know exactly where this video is going to go. I just wanted to get you something. We have been busy. It is the dog days of summer. It is hot. I've had a million phone calls, and I'm one guy, so we'll get through it. I don't know how this is going to go, but I wanted to show you something. Also, I wanted to say 11,000 subscribers on this sunny, very hot morning, so I appreciate that if you've been a part of it. Completely unrelated task. We are at the junkyard, and this is for a lady's car, but we found a high pressure AC switch that we're going to nab off this guy here. Obviously, the front of this thing is damaged, so there's no pressure in it. We're going to take that. All right, so we are not in uniform. It's hot. Heat index was like 108 degrees yesterday, and the humidity, yes, that's the answer. It's hard to breathe. We're bringing you over to this Honda. So you can see we got a brand new timing set in this guy. It's kind of tight. You can see up there, new water pump, up to that cam, over to that cam, new tensioner, idlers, all that good stuff. Now, 3.5s, these are pretty, I don't mind doing these at all. This is a newer one. This is a 17, I believe, so different body style than, the really boxy ones. Here's what's a pain in the butt. To look at the timing mark on this front cam here, you have to look through this little slot where my light is. I'm gonna try to move this. See if we can even see. Can you see that cam? So the timing mark obviously is at the top. It's pointed straight up right now. And this is where you have to look. You can't really get your head in there, and then you're kind of angled off, and it's hard to, completely see that. So that was kind of a pain. Other than that, just like any other 3.5, obviously can't really get the camera up in here to, show you the whole process. But we're going to wrap this up, and then we'll move on. We're actually going to wander outside here for just a moment. I had a plan. I had a car that I wanted to show you today. It is now 10 o'clock. This customer's appointment was at 9. No call, no show. If you want to piss off your mechanic, this is what you do. You just have no common courtesy or respect at all, really, because you just don't show up for your appointment. And then it's too last minute for me to get somebody else in here. So, naturally that, yeah. So now we're going to do, something else for this video. So let's get outside and show you. This is insane. I actually don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell, but it is smoky out here. Can you see that? See that haze? Look at that. Just everything's on fire. The whole country's on fire. Canada's on fire. Thanks, Canada. So we're just kind of going to show you what we've been up to. So this is obviously the drift car if we ever get time in life. I love that smoke gray. Look at the angle on that. Yeah, if we ever get any time, we'll get to an event this year. Hopefully, Drifttoberfest for sure, but brand new chassis. I'm a little nervous. We already know of the 4Runner that is getting the 3.4 swap. Then we got Mazda. Don't look at this junk here. Then we got the Mazda. I'm digging the clears on the stamped tailgate. We got to get her dropped. I really like the new shoes. If you haven't seen it, we'll show you the front really fast. She's a little dusty right now, but there she is with the Toyota front bumper. Everything, new grill. This has been a lot of work. I absolutely love it. This is the donor for the 3.4 swap. That is my uncle's truck that we did ball joints and alignments, spark plugs, plug wires, I think. This Suzuki, this thing was fun. Somebody was in here, did timing chains, good old GM 3.6. The drive belt, this is the one in the short. The drive belt goes under the motor mount. We did VVT seals. We did a wheel bearing on this side, sway bar end links, and a water pump. So that one was a lot of fun. Service truck we've been slowly working on. This guy's had life going on, so kind of low on the priority list for him right now. And then we have this 17 Pilot that we just did the timing belt and water pump on. Little rant there, but that's, you know, what has been going on, what is going on. So we're in the secondary bay now, and I got a new toy, a new tool for the shop that I have yet to use, and I have, I think, the perfect opportunity to test this out here. So let's flip you around and show you what we got. This guy right here is an offering from Vevor. This is ultrasonic parts cleaner. So we lift up the lid here and you can see there's our basket inside. And right now I just have water, and then I put some of this mean green super strength stuff in there. So I diluted it, probably 4 parts water to 1 part of the mean green. You could go full strength, but just for this test run I want to see, you know, how strong this thing is, and you know, then we can kind of adjust from there. Vevor makes some really good stuff. You know, it's priced right in the middle. I think for the money, it is an amazing product. I have Vevor Press, I have this, obviously I've had a few things from Vevor, and for the price I'm always impressed with the tools. You can, however, tell this unit is the finest Chinesium. You look right here, it'll focus. It says, do not use this unit when the tank is not too full the water. Yeah, that about gave me a stroke. Anyway, here's my little test I've devised. So, this is the intake from the B2000. You can see how crusty that is. I'll pan up right here, show you what the new intake looks like, courtesy of Woody's Custom Coatings and Repair, of course. So that's what it looks like now. This is the one we took off of the truck, and I'm going to save this. You know, you can see there is some of the aluminum, but look at how gross and nasty this is. I'm even going to leave the gasket on the front side there, and we're just going to see what happens. This thing is gross. And then right here came with like a little T-clip, and you can see these nuts are really not in any better shape. I think they'll all fit in here. One-handed here, let's see. 1, 2, cha. Oh, almost. There, we got everything in there. So let's hang this little T-clip in there first. Edge of the basket right there. Get this lid out of the way. One hand, everything. Take this guy again. There's a view of it all in its crustiness. This is the biggest one that I could find. Can confirm a Volkswagen VR6 head will fit in here. Ask me how I know. That guy fits in there pretty good. And now we're going to make up some settings. Let's see, and this is Celsius here. Sure. I guess I don't know. Let's go. I think that's 30 minutes. You know, I threw away the instructions, of course, but let's just see what happens. Okay, it started. And I believe, okay, now our temp is on too. We'll come back in a little bit and see what it did. All right, I'm incredibly impatient. We're gonna see how much time has gone by. It looks like we have exactly, spent like 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's see what it looks like inside. Can't really see what's going on, but it's pretty dark. I think I'm gonna run 2 cycles at half an hour, so 1 full hour, and see what comes out. I don't know what's gonna be more dramatic, me using the drain spigot here or just lifting this. Well, actually, I only got, I don't know, we could lift the basket, but we did 3 cycles at 30 minutes, so an hour and a half. See what this thing looks like. How hot is this? Ooh, that's hot. Oh wow. A couple more cycles and that would actually, look at that. There's some thick stuff on there still, but that's actually coming. I might do a few more. That looks really good. I'm gonna stick you back in there. And this is, keep in mind, diluted stuff too. And really, I don't know what temperature I'm on because that doesn't make any sense to me. And this stuff that's still here is, and that's coming off real easy. That looks great. I'm impressed. I might do this again. I think what I'm actually gonna do here is I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna drain what's in here. That's kind of nasty. Then I'm gonna put new water, new degreaser. See if we can't get it the rest of the way. Here's the other thing too that's noteworthy is this was the bottom. Look at how almost perfectly clean that was. So this time when we go, I flipped it upside down. See if we can get the rest of that thick stuff off the other side. And again, this is, you know, we can experiment with different ratios of water and the cleaner. I don't even know if this is the best cleaner to use. It just was what I saw somebody else had used on a forum. So there's lots of different things you can do. But we'll let this finish draining, we'll refill it, and we'll reassess. All right, also, I don't know if that's gonna affect it all, but look at all of the sediment and dirt steaming down at the bottom. So I think I'm gonna run some water with this valve open, and just let that stuff all kind of work its way out of here so we can kind of track how much is in on the second go. It's time to check on our ultrasonic cleaner again. So we ran it 3 cycles the first time initially, and we showed you the dirt in the bottom and how clean it got, and then I flipped it around, changed the fluid, and we did 3 more times. We do have to look at the display because I did figure something out. You know, of course, like I told you, I didn't really read the instructions or anything. I just kind of started going. Well, if you see the set Celsius and actual temp, so I don't know if it's going to show up there, but it says 60 and then 53. So 60 is what you have it set to, 53 is what it's currently at. So you can sit here and warm this tank up without the buzzing and the actual ultrasonic part going. So right now it's at 53 degrees Celsius. I did crank it up to 60, and then this is just your time. So both of these lights, this light for the heater has to be on at the same time that this light has to be on for, you know, both functions to be working. So that's that, but I'm going to drain this in here and we're going to see just how clean I got it. Pretty dirty coming out again. We'll take a look in a second, but moment of truth. Yeah, that is pretty filthy looking. Just let her drain and we'll see. I see you. This thing is actually legit. Look at how clean that looks. Obviously we got some in there and we got some really thick stuff. You can kind of see the thickness even on the camera here. But this actually now would just wipe right off of there. It's just kind of set, stuck, whatever you want to call it, set on there. I'm actually really impressed with this. If we turn it around, keep in mind I did 0 scrubbing, 0 prep. The backside is damn near perfect. Again, you got like little bits here, but this does just wipe right off on my finger. And you can see all the sediment in the bottom of the tank there, but I'm really impressed with this, guys. This porous aluminum, you know, if you sat here with a wire brush and just tried cleaning this off. And again, this was 3 cycles. I didn't run the heat the way that I figured out that you could. But this is, you know, no scrubbing. I didn't do anything. We look back here, and again, this is like loose enough now. If I just pressure wash that, it's gonna come right off of there, and I could stick it in here one more time. But so far, I think the Vevor parts washer is a win. So that's about all I had for this one, you guys. Got a little fumbled with the missed appointment and everything else, but I hope you enjoyed. That ultrasonic cleaner, I think, is going to make life a lot easier. I'm really impressed with that. Didn't have to scrub anything at all. Next up for the Mazda, if you saw last video, we actually got the brake parts. We got new brake shoes. We're going to fix the star wheel adjusters, clean those up, and then we got our drop U-bolts right here, and we got our 4-inch drop blocks here. So static drop, nothing fancy, and then we'll be ready to take it to some shows. I did go to cruise night last night, and it was like 97 degrees outside, no AC, no parking brakes. It wasn't lowered yet, so I was like, you know what? I could take the truck, and I want to get all this stuff done first. Plus, no AC, it's 97 degrees. Call me a wuss, but I wasn't having it after being in the shop all day. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, sticking around. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a comment down below. Like and subscribe if you've not already. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.